Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Holt from Exodus and formerly from Slayer, and you're listening to The Razor's Edge.
This is Matt with The Razor's Edge. We're at Bloodstock with Tom from Bossk.
Hey man, how's it going?
I'm very well. How are you getting on?
I'm good. We just did a couple of shows in Germany. Drove all day.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
I like Europe because they cater for artists a bit more than...
Yeah, the shows were great. We were doing 2 shows with Killswitch Engage. We did Frankfurt alone and then drove here yesterday. Well, yeah, no, it's been great. Great to get back out in the summer. We don't really do much ever, so it's nice to do a couple of shows in a row for a change.
Of course,
yeah.
Are you a Bloodstock regular? Do you come as a punter?
I've worked as a tour manager for a couple of bands that have played it, and Bossk has played it twice, so this is probably my 5th or 6th time.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I love this festival, it's great.
I remember you guys in 2016, I want to say.
We did it in 2017, we did it in... Fuck, I actually can't remember what first time we played it. 2015, yeah, maybe it was 2015. We did it, I think we might have done it 2 years back to back. They were both really good.
I think it was, you were on quite late in the sofa tents, and that was the first time I had seen Bossk.
Oh, awesome. That was a great show, yeah.
It was good. And then I saw you guys with June in Birmingham a couple of years ago. That was
in 2021, yeah. That was a headline tour, yeah. That was a great show.
Are there any other UK festivals you enjoy?
Yeah, to be honest, we don't do that many in the UK. We've done Arctangent obviously a bunch of times, and we do Damnation. To be honest, between Damnation, Bloodstock, and Arctangent, that kind of is the best 3 for our band. And like, it's quite maybe not difficult, but is that we know those festivals so well. We've got such a fan base that comes to those already. But we did a couple of different ones. We've done something called Radar Festival in Guildford a few years ago. That was great. We like trying to play different types of festivals rather than just playing the same sort of ones. But yeah, no, the Bloodstock, it was a surprise actually, because the first time we did it, we weren't really sure how we would be received. Like, we were essentially the slowest band that was playing the entire festival. But like, the lineups have got, even since the first time we played it, there's been a lot more sort of music of our nature at this festival. I think it's great for us, obviously.
I think the lineup's definitely diversified since I started.
Yeah, definitely, which is great.
Post-metal might be considered niche to some, but I mean, it doesn't feel out of place at all. I agree. The more left-of-field artists are not the post-metal bands.
And I like that. And some bands can't really get away. So, I don't know. Some bands in our world can't really get away with playing a fully metal festival,
right?
Because there's 2, like, you know, obviously we have heavy parts and quiet parts, but like we can balance both and be able to play both, like sort of post. We've also played a few like post-rock kind of festivals that are like more where we're the heaviest band, or like the only band with singing, or like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's nice for us to do a balance of both of those kind of things, I think.
How did you get into playing post-metal? What was the start of your journey?
In the first place?
Yeah.
Probably smoking loads of weed when we were like 17, to be honest. But like, we always like bands like Tool and like, I don't know, Oceanside was a big influence on us when we were younger. But like, we just sort of are, as all 5 of us kind of listen to different versions of what you would call that. So it's quite interesting of how our music comes together sometimes, because we basically, like, even in the band, we can't agree on what music to put on.
Right.
Because all 5 of us listen to something completely different. Like, we argue about what we like so much, but it helps because it's like some of the ideas come from different perspectives. We're not all listening to Neurosis, you know what I mean? Like,
no, of course not.
Some of us do and some of us don't. And like, in the same way, some of us like Radiohead and 9 Inch Nails and some of us don't. So it's like a nice mixer. And when it comes to like the band starting and writing the music for the first time, that was really the most important part of it, that we were all contributing something different.
I imagine if you're playing post-metal quite regularly, you don't want to be listening to that all the time.
No, that too, also, yeah. And it's like, we weren't really, obviously, you know, when you write music like the music that we write, you have to be quite specific, because you're writing a 9-minute long song. It has to be interesting in some way. So it's like having other influences in that. With, like, you know, you're writing a 9-minute long song, you can't just do one. You can't just have one influence on that. It would just be boring. So having the more interesting things involved is better, I think, for the songs.
I really enjoyed the interpretation of Code that Pijn dropped last year.
Awesome.
Like, I think I interviewed them at Arctangent last year, and then it came out a week later, and I was like, you could have warned me.
Oh, you're going to like the new record then if you like that. We've pretty much finished it. We've got one song that we're finishing up mixing now, but it's pretty much done. And there's a couple of other sort of collaborative tracks like that one on there. There's two others with 2 other bands. So there's like the next record is like a combination of like reinterpretations, I guess you can kind of call it, like to say in the same way that song is. And there's a couple of new songs and a couple of things that we've done ourselves, but it's definitely an interesting mix of different stuff.
I was going to ask, like, I mean, with Pijn interpreting one of your songs, like, if you could just have the pick of any song, what would be the best song for Bossk to reinterpret in?
It's funny you should say that, because we're working on some stuff for next year where we're doing a festival. We haven't fully confirmed it yet, but we're going to do like 2 sets, and one of them is going to be like a covers set.
Oh, sweet.
Well, not just covers. It'll be like covers and like old shit, stuff that we don't play regularly. But yeah, so I don't know. What's a good question? Melvins, maybe?
Oh yeah.
I'd like to do that somewhere. Like, you mean for us to cover?
Yeah, like.
Oh, you mean if we did it the other way around?
Absolutely.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd probably say Melvins. I think that'd be the most interesting because they've got a lot of different kind of songs.
That's what I like about the Melvins, actually.
Yeah,
I saw them like 2 months ago, and it reminded me of how diverse they are.
Yeah. They can play a different. Yeah, I mean they've fucking got albums for days. Yeah.
Endless albums. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
I like the Melvins.
Melvins for sure.
Yeah. Alright, so you got to follow up some migration plan and some more singles. But do you see yourself releasing more kind of short form releases with the modern landscape?
Kinda, yeah. We were talking about that the other day actually. So the next record is pretty much done, and we've got plans to do a couple of different things before we do the next record. But at the moment we probably have more music ready than we've ever had before.
Right.
So we've got probably got till 2026 sorted out in terms of music.
Yeah.
Because obviously during COVID we wrote tons and tons of shit, and we were obviously waiting for Migration to come out. So all that stuff has just sort of been building in the background. So I mean, in terms of new stuff, we're pretty much covered for ages, which is great, and they're all different. But I know what you mean. Like, it's a big financial thing to do records and to go into the studio and do all that shit. But to be honest, like, our band, I think works better in the album format. I think it's better. I think our fans want that, and I think that it's better to do a collection of songs rather than just a one-off.
Yeah, I think
everybody's different. Obviously, like we are doing a couple of different things over the next few releases. So yeah,
I can see what you mean, because like whereas the general listeners might have a shorter attention span than, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, no one necessarily wants to sit.
Bossk albums are there to be taken in.
Yeah, as a piece, and like we've like occasionally experimented with writing one-off songs, and it's actually harder for us to do that.
Sure. Yeah.
It's easier to go, right, okay, well, we write an album as almost like a whole project in terms of what do we want on it, or what do we want to cover. So yeah, I mean, yes and no. We've got plans for a 7-inch coming out next year, which will kind of it's sort of a single, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
As a standalone thing in between. So yeah, I guess we are going to do that.
Nice, fantastic. Well, we're at a festival, and there's all kinds of food stalls around.
Yeah.
What's your pick of the bunch?
Huh?
What's your pick of the bunch for festival food?
Oh, I like tacos, mate. If I can get festival tacos, it's great.
Maybe not before going on stage.
No, fuck! I made that mistake the other day. I'm not. In fact, today I said that to myself on the bow. I was like, it's such a horrible feeling playing when you're completely full of food. It's horrible. It's the worst. So I won't be eating nothing until after we play.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, thanks for your time.
No problem.
It's been really nice to speak to you.
Nice to meet you too. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Oh, I will. This has been Bossk at the Razor's Edge.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website www.therazorsedge.rocks.